There we go.
What's up, guys? My name is Benny. I'm from a little place called Beaufort, South Carolina, which if you know where that is at all, it's literally like 5 minutes down the road from Parris Island.
It is.
If you don't know, you probably can't tell because my face is hairy and we don't have new haircuts because all the barbershops are closed because of that corona shit. But we're United States Marines and thought that we would answer some questions that I've gotten a lot. I'm sure you've gotten a lot too. So yeah, Benny from Beaufort, South Carolina, and I'm a goddamn Marine.
Yep. My name is Mac. I'm from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I'm sure you guys learned about that in your history books. It's a pretty cool town. He didn't, obviously, because he's right next to Parris Island, so that's probably what they talked about a lot. Talked about a lot of Marine Corps stuff. But, yeah, we're just going to touch on some stuff like process to get in, when you do enlist, what you're going to do from there, and then leaving for boot camp, our experience on how nervous we were, things like that, feelings, talk about drill instructors, and then throw in some funny stories, touch on the Crucible a little bit, I think, yeah. But not too much.
Just something you got to experience for yourself. 100%.
And then graduation, and how long that took for us. So I think if you talk to other Marines prior to us, we've been in about 2 years, right?
Yeah.
If you talk to other Marines
Still
prior
boots.
to us, yeah, we're definitely still boots. But if you talk to other Marines prior to us, they are Phase 3 Marines, so they had 3 phases of boot camp, and we are Phase 4 Marines, which is what you guys are going to be. So I think we'll just get into it, right?
All right, so I can't remember for the shit of me when I joined the DEP, because I didn't really care. I was in high school. I was in DEP for about 7 months. Skipped out of PTs. I was just a shitbag from the beginning, man.
I mean, yeah.
And then called me out one day, said, hey, out the blue. It was like 2 months prior to when I was actually supposed to ship. They said, we got a spot open for you. Security force contract, all that other BS. I'm a fake grunt. And I said, hey, you can ship out in 3 days. Are you taking it? And I was like, shit, man. I'm working at McDonald's making tacos.
Yeah.
Hey, man, send me.
I was working at Wendy's, so.
Hey. So, yeah, left for boot camp. Yeah, so, left, got on the bus. I remember driving to the recruiting station in Pooler, Georgia, and it was very nerve-wracking because my father is a United States Marine, so is my grandfather. Told me some terrible stories while they were in boot camp, man. I was, whoo. But I remember going to the recruiting station. I was nervous. Family was crying. Girlfriend at the time was crying. It was nerve-wracking. Put me on a bus, gave me a packet, told me to remember everything that I said on that little packet to the T when I go to MEPS. I was like, all right, man, here we go. I left. Got to MEPS. God, dude, it's like a phase, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about MEPS forever. You know, they piss test you, they draw blood, test you for like every damn disease you can get.
Look at your
hell.
your asshole.
Yeah.
Or your butthole.
I had some raunchy old ass doctor.
I had an old fart too.
He was a dick, bro.
Well, what was weird was when I went through it, the doctor that I had, he was like, it was kind of creepy and it's gonna be creepy for you guys too, honestly. But like, I mean, for guys, maybe a little bit different. If there's any, aspiring like future female Marines out there, like I don't know what you go through.
Go for it. Go for it.
But for me personally, I had a really weird doctor. He was like, you never had any injuries in your life? I was like, I mean, I had like, well, I didn't even tell him because you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I've never broken a bone, like, knock on wood. Hopefully I don't.
It's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen now. But my doctor for that was like, oh, you're really healthy. He's like, you're really fit too. While he was looking at my asshole.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. Like, when there's an old man looking at your butthole, creepy. Like, it's super creepy. And then you're in a room naked, like pretty much naked, down to your boxers.
You're in your underwear. Oh my god, dude! Funny story. So they tell you not to wear like spandex or whatever, and I don't know why.
I still don't know why. But
I wore these tight ass spandex Batman underwear that I wore when I wrestled.
Yeah.
It was the first thing I saw. Put it on, not thinking twice. I'm going there, people wearing boxers, boxer briefs. I'm here with these tight ass Batman underwear in a room full of other dudes. I'm like, All right, cool. But nah, dude. The old geezer that I had, man, freaking was like, all right, man. Here's the awkward part. I was like, all right. He was like, all right, bend over, spread them. I was like, bent over, did it. This dude didn't touch me or anything. He went, oh, all right, you're done. I was like, what the f- is that? Am I good? Am I dying?
Yeah. So, but after you get through all that, and you're gonna be there all day long. You're gonna be extremely hungry. You're gonna hate your life, but get used to it. That is and that's for everybody. But after after you're done all that, you wait, and then the last thing they do is they're gonna bring you into an office after you passed all the tests, right?
They're gonna threaten the hell out of you.
They're gonna threaten you with all this stuff if you don't do this, if you don't do that.
15,
right?
15 grand,
You're,
like 10 years, 5
yeah,
years, 5, 10
all
years
stupid
in prison
stuff, right?
for-
Look, if you talk to your recruiter and you're there, okay,
Just be honest.
just be honest with your recruiter. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt to not tell them things too. I mean, you know what I mean? Because there are people in the Marine Corps that obviously
Not saying that we did it.
No,
No, I was.
there are people in every branch that had to tell little white lies to get in. I mean, that's just how it is, plain and simple. But you shouldn't have anything to fear either, as long as you tell the truth or you do what your recruiters tell you to do, which they're not going to tell you to lie. They'll never tell you to lie. But, you know,
Just keep to what's on that packet.
whatever you told your recruiter, and now you've gone through MEPS, is what you're going to tell that career recruiter that is there too.
They will swear up and down that they're gonna find out. They got FBI back research, whatever. They got your medical files. I'm gonna break that right now. Just from what I think. I don't. If that is a thing, I don't think they do it.
I don't. That you know how much
But-
money and time that would cost, and the amount of money and time that they've already put into you, and MEPS, they're not going to do that too.
Dude, just
They do a basic background check, like if you're trying to shop for a firearm.
yeah. Just remember what is on that packet, which is simply their yes or no questions. Have you ever smoked weed? No. You've done this? No. You've done this? No. If you told your recruiter yes on any of it, then make sure that you say
Yeah,
yes
you'll have a
to
waiver
MEPS.
for it.
Or if you say no to everything, it
Yeah.
makes your life easy. No
It
to
does.
everything.
And
I got corona.
look, they're going to ask you in 30 different ways. Have you smoked weed? Have you smoked marijuana? Have you smoked devil's lettuce? Have you ever smoked spice? Have you ever smoked this, that, and the
Not
other?
even once. Have you ever been around? No.
Nope. You swear up and down.
Oh, one thing. When you finally get there, I have some old gunny, and they're gonna give you a paper, and it's a list of everything. Ever done this? Ever done that? Ever done that? Ever done that? You're like, no. I wasn't reading it because I thought it was every other paper.
Yeah.
No. And then on there, it has a trick question like, have you ever smoked weed? No. Have you ever broken a bone? No. Have you ever got a concussion? No. Have you ever like beat your shit out somebody? No. Have you ever done this? No. Are you ready to be a Marine? And at that point, I was like, no. You ready to be a Marine? No.
Yeah.
And they got me on that one. They're like, yeah, bitch.
So, I mean, make sure you're reading everything, obviously. I mean, especially read your contract. So what's going to happen is after you've passed, you're going to go and you're going to swear in. But before you swear in, you're going to go into another room. And they're going to do the same thing. And you're going to fill out other things. And then you're going to biometrically sign with a fingerprint. And anytime you go to MEPS, you do that. Or is this before you leave? That's before you leave.
I had this.
So you swear in, and
I had this
then you get out of there.
I had this one young Russian lady. We were sitting there doing fingerprints, and then I was sitting there and like I was like, and then I went to put my thumb on it. She was like, "You wash your dirty."
Yeah,
I was like,
they're
Jesus
really strict
Christ,
about germs
dude.
too. Yeah. So, but after you are done, you pass MEPS, right?
Don't trust me.
You get your police shirt.
You'll get sick in boot camp. I
Well,
promise you.
yeah, we'll
That's
get to
ahead.
that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But the after you're swearing, you're done. You get your police shirt. It's probably gonna be an extra large. Everybody has that.
I didn't get one. I don't think my pulley thing was kind of ghetto. It was. I remember the one pulley shirt I did get. I wrestled. I weighed like 132, 138. I was little.
Yeah, it was the same
and
weight.
they gave me an extra large.
Yeah, I
It
had
made no
I had an
sense.
extra large too, but the after you do that, you're gonna go to however many PTs before you enlist. If you enlist your senior year like early on, which is what I did too, because I enlisted in like November I think, and then I didn't leave till September of the next year. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I could have waited a little bit, but I was in it already, so it was whatever. You're gonna go back to MEPS, and when you go back to MEPS, you're now, like I said before, you're gonna go into that room, and they're gonna ask you other questions. You're gonna be in there with an officer, and then you're gonna biometrically sign. Would you just? They're like, read all this. Is this your grade? Are you contract? PFC? Yes, yes, yes. You're gonna biometrically sign, and then you're gonna go into a room, which my swearing room was tiny as all anything, and yeah, the pictures you see, you think it's a huge room, but it's not. And then you're gonna repeat after me, and you're like, okay. So you're gonna stand at attention, and nobody knows how to do it right. Nobody knows how to do anything. You swear in. There's a bunch of parents in there. Everyone's shaking their recruiter's hand and everything. And
the parents are crying, so proud of you.
Because you swear in again before you leave, okay? Yeah. But that first time you swear in, your recruiter shakes your hand. But I will say this. You go to Pool E, bam, recruiters change. Because you're theirs now. It doesn't matter. There's like no backing out of it. So be ready for that. They're going to be friendly with you up front. Obviously, they want you. You know they want you. Play your cards right. See if you can get bonuses. Because we're both in the infantry, but we're security forces. Yeah, so you swear in again, and then y'all are going to go and eat a sandwich and get your flights, and everyone's going to try and see their buddies. And then you're going to load up in a van. I loaded up in a van.
Yeah, me too. I didn't get on no bus that you see on the freaking TV.
Yeah,
I was on a little-ass van.
Well, this is to the airport, though. I got on a bus, yeah.
Okay.
So, but I went during that one hurricane down in Parris Island, and you were already there.
Yeah.
So you load up in the van, you wait in the airport, you wait for your planes. That first plane ride, for me, I had two. That first plane ride, I was like, oh, cool. And then you get to the next airport, and you're like, oh, crap. Because you're like, it's really happening now. And then you get on that last plane, and everybody there that's with you you're all looking at each other like, here it is. This is going to happen.
I was in Jacksonville, Florida, because I'm from Beaufort, right?
Yeah.
So people I was shipping out with. The driver kept trying to lie about when we were getting close. I lived in Beaufort, South Carolina. I know where Parris Island is. I've been there plenty of times before I became a Marine. And the dude's like, oh, yeah, no, we're about an hour out. I recognize the building. We're 15 minutes away. And he's like, what? How would you know? I was like, I live in Beaufort, South Carolina. The driver said, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
My dude next to me, who ended up being in the same platoon, was sitting there going, hey, how close? We were like, dude, you see that right there? Yeah, it's Parris Island. Dude went, oh, dude, I'm about to throw up.
Yeah. So I mean, I got on a bus. It was super uncomfortable. They're like, hey, when you get there, you're gonna go to the USO.
We're also East Coast Marines.
Yeah, we are East Coast Marines.
So
we have another buddy
channel,
that's
we have
on
4
the channel.
guys.
Yep.
We also have a sailor. We have another Marine. He was West Coast. We'll get them on here, tell their stories. If you think about joining the Navy.
The sailor. If you think about joining the Navy, the sailor's been on a deployment. He's a master at arms, whatever that's called. The rate.
We're all E3s.
Yeah.
So.
And then, yeah, they'll touch on some other stuff. So the other guy, he can give you his experience on the West Coast. And that'll be probably like the next video, like West Coast experience, whatever it is. But
that's pretty much it for maps. All right, so literally it's all a mind game. Just stay true to what it was. They're gonna make you tired. You're gonna do this. Gonna do that. You're gonna be waiting.
And then
hours. It's something standby.
You're gonna go after you get there. You go and your head gets shaved. You're like, wow, this is weird. And then they're in your face, but they're also not really in your face.
You're receiving drill
instructors.
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
And then you get your drill instructor.
Yeah,
so
and
for
that's
me,
Black Friday.
So for me, you kind of skipped ahead when you.
But I'm saying Black Friday is when you get your actual one.
So freaking when you pull up, if you think about being a Marine, you probably heard about the yellow footprints, which is where it is like your trend. Like if you've ever became a Marine, you've stood on the yellow footsteps at Parris Island. Is where we were, East Coast Parris Island.
Yeah, I stood on the last
West
row
Coast of
and the
San Diego.
second to the last one. That was the footprints I was on.
I can't even remember where I stood, dude. I was just sitting there going.
There were so many of us.
I was just sitting there and freaking DIs were screaming. You have now entered, dude. I don't even remember.
You have now arrived, Parris Island, Marine Corps Recruiting Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. They're screaming.
Sand Gnats. I don't know when you went, but Sand Gnats.
Oh, Sand Fleas.
Yeah, Sand Fleas.
The unofficial mascot of the freaking East Coast Marine Corps.
Oh my god, dude.
And they're down. They're where we're at
mountains,
too. East Coast got wind, cold, rain, sand fleas, and if you're 2nd Battalion, I'll tell you what. I was Fox Company. If you're 2nd Battalion,
I was Bravo. First Company.
the sand fleas, because at least when I went, your track and your PT field is all sand.
I was right next to the water, so it got cold as dog.
Yeah,
shit,
same
dude.
same here. So you arrive, you go and do all that stuff, you wait, and you're doing more paperwork, you're taking more piss tests, you're giving more blood, you're doing all that stuff again.
They will take you in a room, right? So when they shave your head, they have you up for like 2-3. I don't remember.
It's 3 days. Receiving 3 days.
You're up for 3 days straight. They put you in this room. You're standing there with all these other freaking recruits. Now is what you are, not police. You are recruits. And you're sitting there, shaved head. They're like, all right, stand here. Drill instructor leaves for like 8-9 hours, dude.
Yeah.
It's gone forever. I remember sitting there. I'm like, fuck, dude, my legs are tired. I was that shitbag that sat down, and then I listened for footsteps when someone came by.
Shut up, yeah.
Oh, dude, oh my god.
And it's
all to get you on the same sleep schedule. Also, when they do that, you're tired, you're disoriented. They will take you in a room again.
Yep.
Have you put your head
And
down,
do
and they'll ask you
another
one more
moment
time.
of truth.
Who here has done this? These piss tests. All right. So what they told me was, all right, you're gonna get these piss tests, and the results are gonna come back in 6 weeks when you're halfway through training. And they're like, and we will drop you. You don't want to be that dude that 6 weeks through training that smoked weed, this, that, and the other, and you just happen to get by at MEPS, and you get by it, and then you come to Parris Island. Let me tell you something right now. I knew guys, not gonna put them out. If that's not gonna happen. If you made it through MEPS,
if you make it through
think
MEPS,
you're fine.
If you make it through MEPS, you are fine as long as you do not stand up for anything unless you have a tattoo. They'll ask if you have a tattoo,
paperwork.
and if you have the tattoo on there, you're good. But if they ask you if you have ever smoked weed, you're good. We're just gonna get you a waiver now. You can ask people now. They are lying to you. Do not stand up. If you were there, you have made it. And when you go and do your medical thing too, on your medical, because you go in there, you do your dental and your medical work. They're gonna ask you more questions. Do you have this? Have you ever been diagnosed with this? If you didn't tell your recruiter something, do not sign it. Do not check something off. Just don't do it. It is not worth your time. You'll leave, and it's stupid. You'll get separated. You go to a platoon called RSP. You're gonna hate your life.
And then they'll push you out, and you don't want to be
push you out,
to
and
fail break or boot
yeah,
camp.
you have a general discharge, and that doesn't look good on any record. It's not as bad as dishonorable, but it's still not good.
And Jesus Christ, man! This is kind of fast forwarding, but if you make it as a Marine and you go home, where I live, I have a heavy influence with drugs and all that, gangs, whatever, the whole BS. Dude, just don't smoke weed. Just don't do it.
It's
man.
not worth your time.
Freaking wait your 4 or 5 years. You stand for 20. Wait your 20, and then do it. Because I remember going to ITB and we dropped 4 guys, brand new Marines, and they now have a dishonorable.
Yeah.
They literally cannot get a job at McDonald's because you think a record's bad. Have a dishonorable discharge from the.
But yeah, you
fuck off.
you
Sorry,
will,
it's my dog. Go away.
You will not be able to do anything with a dishonorable discharge.
Once you hide those people.
But after you do all that, you'll be with your receiving drill instructor a little bit more inside of your squad bay.
All right, go away.
And after your squad bay, or after that, he's gonna teach you how to make your rack, which
Mine was super chill with me.
Ours was super chill too. And then come Black Friday, right? Our receiving drill instructor is like, "Hey,
That's
don't
when
embarrass
shit hit
me.
the fan.
Don't do all that." And you're sitting there, and you can hear him in the drill instructor hut, and you're staring. You're waiting.
That's when
and
you
you see him peeking out the blinds, and your receiving drill instructor will tell him the bad recruits, right?
Just follow what you're told.
Yeah, just do what you're told and you'll be fine. And then, damn, they come out, they do all that march stuff, and you're sitting there and you're
It
slouching.
looks cool as shit, by the way.
Oh, it is crisp.
To the crisp.
It is
it's like,
crisp.
It's like their uniforms look good. They're sitting there. They're, dude, big, small.
Oh, yeah, big
they look
doesn't matter.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then immediately, senior drill instructor is like,
he's
like, sit up straight. And you're like, oh, okay, here we
Sit
go.
up straight.
I've watched it in all the videos.
You're a senior drill instructor.
Because if you're
Staff Sergeant Silva.
Yeah, mine was Staff Sergeant Brown. You'll never forget your drill instructors
drill
either.
instructors.
And you'll have different hats. Okay, so each drill instructor will teach you something. You have your senior drill instructor. He's like your dad. He makes sure that you're not getting as messed up, but also messes. You'll see.
If you piss Dad off,
if you piss him off,
everybody's fucking.
If you piss him off,
everybody's fucking.
You're not surviving. And the thing is that you do You do not get to see what happens inside those squad bays. You'll watch recruit training videos and everything, and you'll see the marching, the drilling, the rifle.
As soon as the camera cuts off, that's when
that's when it happens.
Training starts.
That's when it happens.
So I'll talk about my first experience, and then we'll go on you, right? So when you first get there, you see him in the pit doing. All right, that doesn't happen right away. Right, I think it's like the second week you'll start going to the same pit.
I went to the pit, so you get them on Friday. The weekend's kind of like, and then they show you that you can go to church and all that other stuff, and then
go to church.
Go to church,
even if you're not religious. I still am not religious, but it's a way for you to escape.
Yeah,
calm down. People are nicer. They're not nice, but they're nicer to you. Oh, and don't salute the guy. Do not salute the fucking sailors there. They're not officers.
Yeah, don't do that.
They will have a crow in it shiny.
Yeah, shiny. They're not officers.
Not an officer.
Except for the chaplain.
Chaplain, yes. Salute.
Chaps he's a...
Mine was assault dog.
So Monday I went to the pit, and I was a squad leader for the first 2 weeks, and then I became guide. And looking to me, for us it's stupid. Don't be the guy that goes and was like, I was guide, because it's not gonna matter.
I'll be completely honest with you. Squad leader and guide, those two things, all that means for you get fucked up more.
Yep. And I was guide, so every time all you heard was strict guide. Have to get on the quarterdeck. Every time somebody got IT'd, I was there.
Whose squad are you in? Second squad leader. Who the fuck is that? Travis. Get the fuck over here.
God! Every single time. You get a little bit more responsibility. For me personally, something was going on and we got pulled in the drill instructor hut, and that's never good. So we got pulled in the drill instructor hut, and then
somebody's getting fucked up.
The squad leaders and myself, they gave us Cliff Bars. I was like, "Yeah, you're doing a good job." If you are a guy, the only thing you get to do is after I think first phase is over, you get the Bassard and you put that on your arm and you think you're so cool and you get to carry a flag. It's
stupid.
Stupid.
Get that. No, we didn't get that. It was ghetto. Oh shit, you got it. All right, cool. Carry the guide on. All that was squad leaders didn't get nothing fancy. I don't know if it's every company. I think it's every company. Every company is different. So ours, it was just. I know with some companies they treat the guide like an angel. You will find that out when you go to which company you're in. Mine not. They try to find reasons
to mess them up. Same here.
So I will squash this right now. People say that they don't hit you. People say they don't do this. I'm not getting anybody in trouble. I'm not naming names, but you are joining the United States Marine Corps. Yeah. You are a fighting force. If you don't want to get put,
don't be that guy. You know what I mean?
Do not snitch on drill instructors, dude.
Your drill instructors,
they will put hands on you. They will do what is you think is not necessary, but
they do correct you in the right way too.
They do
because you.
And the harder it is, and when you graduate, you have more pride that you went through.
When we went to ITB, right, was Infantry Training Battalion, SOI School of Infantry.
That shit was cool.
Yeah, really cool, which we'll get into that another video. But you're sitting there and like you think about it and you're like, man, why they do this? Why they correcting you like this? Stand at attention. Why they need to do that? And you think about it and you're sitting in a fighting hole when it's like -5 degrees out because we went in the winter.
Mine was like 17, 20 degrees and iced over.
You're freezing. And you're sitting there and you're like,
and the instructor will come over in a fucking skimpy shirt and go up to me and be like, bitch, and walk away. And you're sitting there and you're like,
yeah. But the thing is, though, is like all that discipline that you were taught at boot camp, it does help.
Go into play.
But if you do go in the infantry, I will tell you this: your motivation for the Marine Corps is gonna. But at the same time, if anybody talks bad about your Marine Corps, ooh.
I will also say the only infantry part we can even talk about is ITB. We're not in the fleet.
Yeah, we don't know
what
that.
It's actually like. When I say PO, if you join, you will understand what that is.
Yep.
Personnel other than grunt.
Now I've done some cool stuff. I've gone to some really cool field ops. I've gotten to blow up a Bangalore.
Yeah, claymores and.
I do for in my part of security force is like I throw flashbangs. I go into houses, clear rooms, all that stuff. So I was fortunate with that.
And I'm near subs with nukes. I can't really tell you much about it because I don't know what I can tell you, and I don't want to get in trouble because we both have security clearances.
There's a lot I cannot tell you.
We got clearances at 19. simply, I'm sure I can tell you more, but just simply, I don't want to get in trouble
Yeah.
because I don't know what I can tell you. But I mean, it's a cool job on paper.
Yeah.
But if you can go fast for me, just go straight fleet. I would recommend it.
But
I've had more guys have fun, but
If you take a security forces contract and you end up
it
here,
does look good in the civilian world if you decide to get out.
and you end up in a PRP position,
You work around nukes.
Go-
That looks good
yep.
in general.
go RTT. That's what I am. And
Okay,
you can look
we're
up
getting
videos
off
for that.
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a damn about that. So basically, get a boot camp at the beginning. So when we first got there, you get introduced, getting your shit pushed in, and then so I'm gonna tell you a horror story. So my horror story. So boot camp, it was what I expected. It's not what I expected it to be harder than what it was, which is why I think boot camp was easier for me. Because I have prior Marines in my family who told me their stories. Nowhere near theirs. Did I get hit? Did I get punched? Did I get gut punched, kneed, thrown into racks? Fucking IT'd way longer than I should have been, obviously. But I was also a shitbag. I would catch attitudes with the drill instructors, and I'm surprised they didn't drop me. But there was something they liked about me. I guess it was my fighting attitude. I don't know what the hell it was. But
No, by the way, you can get dropped for literally anything, so you need to watch
be
your step.
careful. If you do fight somebody, keep it on a recruit level and do not snitch on anybody. That is the fastest way for you to get your ass beat. 100%.
We won't talk about that because that can get people in trouble. But
So
keep things on your own level and keep it on your drill instructor's level too.
horror story. Get your wisdom teeth pulled out for boot camp.
Yes.
100%. I got all 4 of mine taken out,
Yep.
and it's supposed to be SIQ for 3 days, whatever.
That does not happen.
It does not happen. No, they don't give a flying.
Well, it happens.
It does happen.
Yeah, it happens. You get your SIQ. Okay.
I heard a story from another Marine, totally not me, that sometimes
Screaming,
prior back
stitches
to
split
2018,
open.
yeah, you're sitting there, you're supposed to be SIQ, which is second quarters for 3 days. You lay in your bed. I heard 3 days turns into like 3 hours, and then you're back there screaming, running. Scream back at me. You're screaming, blood's hitting their face, and hypes them up even more.
Yep.
Yeah, that. Oh my god, dude, that sucked. Freaking, I remember we had, dude, like kids, dude. Just don't be a pussy, man. I will tell you right now, it does not get better. It gets funnier.
It does.
Boot camp gets funnier. It
It
does not
does.
get better. I'll crush right now. You will see you will see recruits farther along. You ask them, do they calm down? Do they stop? They will not. At least mine did not.
Yeah,
But it
mine
gets
didn't
funnier. They'll start breaking bearing. They'll start laughing here and there. Shit becomes funny.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to laugh, so what do? You cough in your... You're laughing, but you're coughing in your blouse, right?
Yeah.
I remember they used to do stupid shit. Freaking, I remember one kid, Atkins. Sergeant Wheeler hated Atkins for some freaking reason, right? It would make him clean the walls, which he'd hold a squat position. Would hold a squat position and clean the walls. Funny as hell. And then there was one to where we're doing knowledge, and one of my other drill instructors, I'm stop naming names. I don't know if they can get in trouble for that. But
I can always edit that out.
yeah, but so my other drill instructor, our knowledge hat was trying to teach us. Our kill hat was dedicated to just fuck us up. So what did he do? He would make us low crawl underneath shit so that our knowledge hat didn't see.
Yeah.
And we'd draw and we'd low crawl underneath the racks to the side, and he'd whisper. And I remember I was part of the recruits. It just got funny because he sat there and he was like, "All right, bitches, we're going in ninja mode."
Yeah.
And you sit there and you'd be like, you're like low crawling all the way back, and then go stand up, and then when you're right there next to the door, you'd be like, "Run! Scream!" And you just hear footsteps screaming out the back of the squad bay. Everybody looks back because nobody noticed. And I remember our knowledge hat. He had really good bearing, but he just sat there and saw that, and just simply took his campaign cover off and covered his face because he didn't want to see y'all laughing. And then he puts it back on. His eyes are red. His face is puffy, and he's like, "Turn around!
Yeah.
Pay attention!"
Yeah.
And he covers his face again. It was boot camp just gets funnier, man. It sucks. You're gonna get hit.
It doesn't get easy.
It's gonna suck.
I mean,
but also,
some people's experience though that they're gonna think it is easy.
if you're an athlete, I wrestle. We both
Yeah, we
wrestle.
both wrestle.
It was not as bad as it really
Yeah.
is physically.
Now,
it
I
was
would
not
say
bad.
if you are a big dude, you are going to lose weight. Like if you are a little bit on the more for lack of a better term, like obese side, right? You're gonna lose weight. If you are the skinnier side, you are going to gain weight. We
Negative.
gained weight.
Negative.
I gained weight.
Different companies. our guys didn't get double rations. Our big guys were singled out. I went to boot camp weighing 155, and then I left weighing 138. I was more than in shape.
I was reverse. I left for boot camp 138, and I left 145 or
Yeah,
something.
see, it made no sense to me because the big guys, oh my god, dude, they would get into the big guys.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
What bitch? I remember one kid from start of boot camp till the last day. That's another funny story. He was on a bread and salad diet. He couldn't, or bread, water, and salad diet. Right, he couldn't have anything else. And then graduation day, we were Marines. We were leaving that day, but they still had him on it, right? And he's sitting there. I can't remember his name, dude, but he looked at me. And I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? He was like, God damn it, Benedict. I'm so fucking tired of bread and water.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is our last day. They can't do anything to us. We had graduation like an hour or two, right? We were like, and I was like, dude, go away, Benny. I was like, dude, play him. I was like, it was like, what do you mean? I was like, don't cinnamon rolls have bread in them? He was like, yeah, put it on there. I was like, dude, the chicken's breaded. Yeah. I was like, dude, the freaking bit. Oh no, it was freaking breakfast. It wasn't breaded chicken. It was biscuits and gravy. I was like, isn't biscuits have? It was like, yeah. I was like, doesn't gravy have water in it too? Maybe somewhere. It was like, yeah. I said, sausage might have water. Yeah, it does. He started getting. I was like, doesn't Powerade have water? Yeah, it does. And he came back with his plate stacked. And remember, when Joe started came over, he was walking and just sitting there looking. Walked past him. His eyes got really big. Walked back. And he was like he had like a brain fart. I said, bitch, what the fuck did I tell you? And he was like, it was like, this Marine's on a bread, water, and salad diet, sir. And then he sat there, was like, what the fuck is that? He was like, bread, water, and salad, sir. He was like, what the hell is that? He's like, Powerade, sir. It has water in it. He went, what the fuck is that? You gonna tell me that's bread and water? He's like, yes, sir. Gravy has water, biscuits or bread. He was like, what the fuck is that? He points to the cinnamon. He's like, made from bread, Sergeant.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the? Oh my! He got so pissed and just walked off. That was funny.
People are gonna get nicknames. It's gonna be hilarious.
They seem sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna cut you off, but I got shit memory. One other one was my drone instructors found out where my girlfriend worked was at Walmart, and I'm local to Beaufort, right? I don't know how they found out, but my drone instructor walked up one day and was like, "So, Alejandro, right?" I was like, "Excuse me, sir." And I was a recruiter at that time. We call Marines, we call them by their rank, but when recruits say, "Sir," like, "Excuse me, sir," and it was like, "Alejandro, right?" I was like, "Excuse me, sir," and it was like, "Cashier at Walmart." My face got red. I was like, "This crew doesn't know what you're talking about, sir." I was like, "Really?" And he made up this whole elaborate story, embarrassed me. It didn't happen, but he said it embarrassed me. He was like, "Yeah, she was wearing a Bravo Company." Oh, it was when we were Marines, and it was like she made this Bravo Company T-shirt. My boyfriend's a Marine, had her name, bright letters, this, that, and the other. Made up this whole story, and I'm sitting there trying to drink water, and I'm laughing into a cup because I'm so embarrassed. and all the other new Marines, we call them Maroots.
Yeah,
Maroots,
Marine recruits.
Maroots. And then they're sitting there trying to eat without laughing, and at this point, Sergeant just didn't care. He was laughing. He was like, "Yeah, she had this." Started adding shit on.
After you become Marines, though, they take their belts off. Green belts and black belts, they stop wearing that because they're no longer your drill instructors because they're not really instructing you. They're just trying to make sure you're going to class on time and all that. You will have over 237 hours of class.
Yeah.
It sucks, but you go through all that. There's different things. Your recruiters are going to go over what you do at boot camp and everything, but I'm going to talk about the Crucible just a little bit. It sucks. It's cold. It's wet.
Yeah.
It's sandy. Really sandy. You're gonna have sand in places you didn't think you could have sand, and it's muddy. It's
Very
stressful.
cold, very cold when I went, because I went through in December. I think.
Yeah, and you at night you sleep in these little hooches, which is nothing more than a roof over your head. There's nothing to protect you or anything like that.
No doors. I mean, it's a structure. Basically, think of a house being built.
Yeah.
Where you just see the wooden
a frame.
That's literally all it is.
And you hang your camis. You hang them on the
change
rafters.
your socks.
Oh,
change your
yeah.
socks.
Change your socks.
You will get nasty as foot fungus.
And
be careful of cellulite.
If you go to medical,
they will drop you.
Yeah, don't go to medical for the Crucible. But if you do get your wisdom teeth pulled out of boot camp, save your ibuprofen for the Crucible.
I did the same
I did it too. The socks.
Hydrate. The hikes will suck.
You
Do
go to
not
the
use
Recruit
soles.
Exchange, buy the orthopedic socks, buy insoles for your boots. If you got bad feet, I did.
If they let you.
If they let you.
If they don't, sneak that shit.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. But after you make it through the Crucible and you become Marines, you're gonna end up swearing in again. It's a sweet moment. It's also kind of sour because you're like.
I was late into mine. I was like an hour and a half, 2 hours late in mine because they took the wrong turn during the. You have a hike back and they took the wrong turn.
That.
And it added like an extra like 3 miles or something. We
Yeah.
were late to our own like swearing ceremony.
But
oh my god, people got blasted for that, dude.
you'll hike and you'll have your stop stations and all that. Because in the Marine Corps you have to stop during hikes depending on how every 5K you're supposed to stop. And you'll like eat a pear or something, and then that last little stretch feels like forever, but you'll be walking across the bridge.
You'll see the Marine sign.
Yeah, you see the Marine sign, but when you walk across that bridge, you'll see the sun.
Help them.
Yep.
If you see guys falling out, help them. I remember I had this one kid, dude weighed like a $106, skinny as hell, heavy pack. Everyone was tired. You got blisters on your feet, sand in your dick. Oh my god, it's bad. And
Yeah.
it's just, dude, I remember picking him up, dragging him. Me and another kid were just dragging him. We're like, dude, sign's right there. We can see the water tower. We can see this. We can see that.
Yep.
Like you'll start remembering landmarks on the base.
Oh yeah, really fast. Like,
So
really fast.
yeah, so you're like, dude, this sucks. Oh my god, we're getting close. And then they'll take another turn. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. But you see the sunrise. I started tearing up when I saw the sunrise because it was just like oh my god. I'm
Didn't see it. I was late. I was still hiking.
But to touch on the gas chamber, because everyone's always
It's
worried
not
about the
that
gas
bad.
chamber. It's not that bad, but
It's not
at the
that
same
bad.
time,
we got OC.
we've been OC
Yeah,
sprayed,
that-
and that is
so
something else.
I'd rather go through the gas chamber 20 times. than
Yeah,
OC.
I would rather go into the gas chamber without a gas mask than
That's the
Then get
hilarious
OC
story. Oh
again.
my god, dude, that sucks.
yeah. Which
That sucks
we'll get into
so
later
bad.
videos about it and everything. But after you become
Oh my god.
since you'll be Phase 4 Marines, you'll have it like us. You'll graduate or you'll
2 weeks of being Marines.
Yep, you'll have
and they still
2
treat
Marine
you like
weeks.
recruits.
They treat you like recruits.
They just call you it's yours
Mine wasn't
different.
bad,
Mine,
yeah.
mine was you just don't get IT'd,
Yeah.
but they'll
Well, you stop
play
getting
you.
IBT after basic warrior
Yeah,
training.
but they play you because they'll be like, "Hey, PFC, pick that up. I want it over there."
Yeah.
No, actually,
take it
I
back
want
here.
it here.
Yep.
No, actually, I want it up the stairs. No, actually, PFC, I want it down here.
Yeah.
They'll play you like that. You're not getting
Yep.
IT'd, but I sergeant, dude, I'd catch
Yep.
attitudes left and right. I don't know why they did it on me, dude.
Get used to going to the bathroom without a stall door. Get used to taking a shower with
Other guys.
other guys.
Do not worry, you will not get a boner. It
Yeah,
will not happen. It will not happen.
You're
I
gonna
don't know
get
why.
sick. You're gonna
The
be
recruit
tired.
crud.
Yeah, the recruit crud.
I got pneumonia in boot camp, and I still didn't go. To
I had
medical, 'cause they
upper
would drop you
respiratory.
for that.
Yep, I had an
Yeah,
upper
they would drop
respiratory
you for that.
infection after the Crucible, and I wasn't gonna do it because you stay in that in basic Marine platoon BMP, and I did not want to do that because you have to stay at Paris Island.
Just fight through it, dude. It's
Fight
not
through
worth
everything.
getting dropped.
Unless you're like literally broken, but if you're broken, I
If you
promise
break
you,
a bone,
you are gonna stay at Paris Island
for like 6 months until it's healed. Then
6
they'll put
months
you
to
back
2
into
years. And then you'll have to go through boot camp again.
We had a kid's kneecap. His kneecap was back here during the hike back.
We had a
and
kid.
He fought.
He had a hairline fracture.
Yeah, he
and
fought it all the way
he-
through, and he was the biggest shit bag in the damn.
we
tent.
had a kid. I forget his name, but he was a good kid too. He had a hairline fracture in his shin, right? And he was in so much pain. And then right before you go out in the Crucible, the night before or 2 days before, the corpsmen come in and they're like, "Hey, this, that, and the other." They check your feet, all this other stuff. And this kid let it slip that he was in so much pain, went to medical, and then he was screwed. He was screwed from there on. And I think he ended up becoming a Marine. Which
Dude,
good on him.
You don't want to see those guys graduate because we had guys drop, and just because the drone instructors want to be dicks, brought them out. I was like, see that? They're leaving.
Yeah,
They're going home
you
to see their
do
families.
not want to see
You're still
your
here.
platoon graduate. If you drop and see your platoon graduate, you're gonna be like,
Try
you're gonna
to
lose
flip
all
that.
your motivation.
Dude, it will end. It
Um,
will. I remember sitting there, I was like, this is going to.
If you do it right and you go to church right on the Sundays, go to church and count your Sundays because that's how fast boot camp goes by.
I have another story about the Crucible.
And live chow to chow.
Do not quit the Crucible. I will tell you a story about what
People have
happened
gotten
with me.
dropped during the Crucible.
So we had a kid literally try to quit Crucible, handed our senior his rifle and said, "This group does not want to be a Marine." Keep in mind that, all right, so during my Crucible, it was freezing, right? During the day, it was like 34 degrees, but it was
Well, it was colder.
It was lightly raining on us.
That was a little bit
It
colder.
was lightly raining, right? So sitting there, you're getting rained on, they would drag. You will go through puddles of water.
Yeah.
You get stuffed in, you know, rifles go flying, you gotta pick stuff up, don't know how it happens. And I remember sitting there and then you're standing there in formation waiting for the entire company to go through that. And I remember it dropped down to like 17 or something and you have no warming layers.
Yeah.
And I remember you're just sitting there because when you move and the canopy touches your skin, it's like you're getting stabbed.
Yeah.
No, hold on. And I remember we stood there so long, and it was alright, finally time to move. I remember bending down. Oh, it hurt so bad. Bending down to pick it, and I could see the ice cracking off of my cami as it was so cold. But nah, we had a kid, listen, dude, it's just going to piss you off. We had a kid try to quit during the Crucible. Handed it, he was put in a heated vehicle. He got hot chocolate. He got everything. While we were pushing it, I remember we were so cold, our MREs were frozen, we couldn't eat it. Right? Just sitting there freezing. We finally got through the Crucible. We come back, right? And that same kid, if that happens to you, and you do that, do what you got to do. But if you see people struggling through it, keep in mind that there are going to be people there that are going to do that and not get coddled, and they will make it through. And dude, just don't be that dude that tries to quit.
You know,
so freaking this kid was like literally, I don't want to be a Marine. During the hikes, the long walks, the death runs, they would put him in the Vic and drive him around. But trying to motivate him, don't quit, dude, right here. They should have dropped his bitch ass at the beginning, dude. But he made it through. They gave him his EGA, which is the ending ceremony.
And they do that.
Guys cry.
They'll do that.
Oh, dude, it's really cool. Like when we're in the hike, you have special people hiking with you. I'm not gonna tell you that shit was motivating. But so freaking, dude, you see them all through the base, dude.
Yep.
You just don't you
just
recognize
like,
them. Yeah,
yeah.
they're all But so freaking, you get there and then. When we became Marines that night, we were just being stupid. We were playing soccer with a tape ball. We had guys running around. We had guys with boonie covers, pretending to be drill instructors. ITing each other, being stupid. And then freaking our drill instructor came out. We all ran to our racks. Was like, what the is going on? Some better talk. Oh, you're gonna stay up all night, dude. We weren't gonna snitch on each other. But that same kid that quit during the Crucible came up and said, yeah, it was this kid, right? So he went and said. And so what happened? That Marine he called out, got out of his rack, blasted him in front of the drill instructor. What did the drill instructor do? I'll tell you exactly what it did. Crossed his arm, smirked, turned around, covered his ears. He blasted him, told him that he did not deserve to be a Marine. He was not a Marine. You will never be a Marine. You're the biggest bitch in this company. This, that, and the other, blasting him, dude, right? And what did he do? The kid cried, right? Sitting there, and he tried getting him in the face. The other Marines came over, pinned him to the ground, took his EGA, flushed it down the toilet. Hey guys, we're back. Sorry, damn camera died.
Yep.
So if it looks a little weird, yeah, that's why. So I can't remember where we were. We went and played some Call of Duty.
Yeah. We talked about the Crucible and everything, and being Marines, and you know the freaking shitbags that shouldn't have made it. But I think to sum it up, after that though, after you become Marines, you have your 2 Marine weeks. You get your battalion commander inspection, all that stuff, which you experience for yourself because everybody has a different. All boot camp experiences are different, so take everything that we say with a grain of salt because yours could be way different.
This is our. These are 2 different experiences. Yep. We're both East Coast, Parris Island. Like I said, we're gonna have another one where we're gonna have a West Coast Marine talk.
Yep.
And a sailor, and they're gonna talk about their experiences.
We'll just get into graduation. It is your own experience. I wore dress blues for my graduation.
Same. All eyes are on. Anyway, so
you're gonna graduate. You're gonna walk across the parade deck for a final time, and you're gonna be a Marine. So that is officially when you're a Marine, when you walk across the parade deck. And then you get to go home, and family day is like the day before graduation.
It's all about you, man.
But everything's about you. There's stuff you can do, not a lot, but as soon as you're done, 10 days boot leave unless you leave when I left, because I graduated December 7th and I got off all the way until January 2nd.
Graduated November 30th.
But if you're fortunate enough, maybe you'll get that. So I had like 25 days of leave, like free leave.
10.
And I did RA, so like all the kids from my school were like, "Ah, you're a Marine now." It's stupid, but yeah, graduation's your own experience. You'll practice it a lot with the drill master yelling at you. It's annoying. If you do become a guide, be expected to be yelled at more. But I think that just about sums it up, right?
Hey man, well, yeah, pretty much it. Just leave comments down what we can do better to better these.
Because
Right
we're
now,
just trying to
yeah,
get into YouTube.
See, right now, you're sitting on a thing of Aquafina. Because we're ghetto and we have nothing to stand on. I'm fucking this camera up again. I'm sorry. It's probably out of focus. Whatever. Okay. Freaking. I do want to say that our channel is going to be kind of different from most, I think. I don't know.
We're trying to do different sectors, talk about military, maybe start it like a daily vlog when possible, but that's really hard because of our job.
On top of that, we're gonna have like a little gaming area.
Yep,
You
gaming.
just watch Marines be bitches playing horror games.
Yep. Working on cars, things like that. But if you have any questions, leave them down below because we'll be glad to answer them.
And if you don't mind, send it and subscribe. It helps.
100%. If you can subscribe, that'd be awesome. Because we're gonna post a bunch of different content, and with our experience, we'll try to touch as best as your questions that you guys have for us, especially if you're new Marine and everything like that. But
And I mean, if you're leaving for boot camp, we can do a Q&A. Ask us questions. We'll answer as many as we can. Probably not gonna get a lot. Probably gonna get like 5 views if that.
yeah, at most, but that's all right.
Hey man.
Hey, that one guy has like 1.2k subscribers, and he posted it 2 weeks ago and had 24k views. So,
views.
and he's a boot. He's a boot. He was wearing a skivvy shirt, and it's all right.
Not knocking him. Hey man, do what you do, man. I
Um,
understand you're proud to be a Marine. We probably shouldn't put that in there.
We'll
that.
take it out.
Yeah, don't even put in that dude that posted it. But nah, man, dude, it's just Marines are cool, man. Just
Live
you'll
life.
get bitched at. You'll be corrected.
If you're a girl wanting to do this and trying to become a female Marine, go ahead and do it.
All
Just
the way.
do it. It's fine. It's 2020. Nobody cares, you know. You can go in the infantry too.
Yeah, we have one.
Yeah, we have one here with us. So.
We have like 3, 4 in Bravo actually.
Oh yeah, you do. But I think it's about it. So
Deuces.
you
I
said
like that.
deuces.